Okay, started. Hello.
Yeah. Yo, we fucked up last time. It was
Why?
episode 12. This is episode 13.
I didn't even post the last one, bro.
It's
I haven't
fine.
posted.
I
I didn't even
posted.
post it.
I posted it before I left for
I
Dominican.
can you believe that, bro? The two people that watch my stuff, I disappointed them. How am I gonna fall asleep today?
I never disappoint them. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome. Episode 13. Hopefully nobody saw that.
Gotcha.
If I missed video.
Clip that.
That's gonna be the clip. What'd you do, Manraj? You want to describe it for people listening on audio?
No, it's just like when you just have to get your mind into it, right?
Okay, that's how you do it.
Yeah,
That's cool,
just
man.
something I do.
That's
I
awesome.
feel when I feel stressed, I'm just like,
Yeah. That's perfect stress mechanism. Stress management technique 101. That was great. Okay.
best
How
one is just start drinking, bro. Anyways, sorry, go.
like protein shakes or what are you
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah, yeah. Not alcohol, not alcohol, but yeah.
You don't do alcohol, right?
No, of
It's bad for you?
course.
Yo, alcohol is actually terrible for gains, eh?
Whoa, you know how shit it
So
is?
bad.
Well, I think how much did it decrease your testosterone? You know the percentage? It's a lot, yo.
Oh, damn.
I
Really?
don't know the
How
percentage,
much?
but
I think from what I read, it's probably like 20-30%.
yeah, it's a significant
But
amount.
that's so imagine if you're hitting everything 100%, your testosterone can be dropped to like 70. Like who's
Yeah,
even hitting 100%? We're not even hitting 100%.
we're not.
So
Yeah,
people are starting off at 60.
yeah.
They're going down to 30%.
And bro, even like just not even the fact that the alcohol is dropping it, but then the other things that happen alongside with it, were like your digestion, your nutrient absorption, your sleep, performance in the gym, everything tanks, which also indirectly, technically tanks your testosterone, right? So you're just
Hmm.
losing gains on like fucking all ends, bro. So no alcohol, guys.
Don't
Only on
drink.
Don't
Sundays.
drink, bro. Don't be a loser.
Yeah, only Sundays, though, right?
Yeah. Bro, I don't want to get into this, bro. I can have like
Okay, okay.
20,
The
20-hour
week,
conversation about this.
the weekend warriors. It's like
No,
every
I was
day.
gonna say, here's where my thought process is, right?
Yeah,
I know you do this. Like you drink a little bit,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But why do you drink a little bit? Why don't you just get
I don't,
hammered?
I don't
What's the
need
point of
much.
drinking a little bit?
I feel good on just a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah, if I'm gonna go out to drink, like I'm gonna get like
yeah. That's what most people say. Yeah,
Get
I don't,
hammered, bro.
I don't need much. Yeah, like I feel like one drink and I feel blessed, bro. I'm already like when I listen
Does that really even
environment,
do anything?
but yo, when the environment's already good, like I'm already hype. So that one thing just puts me over the top, and I don't need much. So
I
it's
don't
just
know.
yo, I've just learned my game on my end. Like I have fun that way. So as long as I'm having fun, that's what
Yeah.
matters.
The way I see it is like it's like when people have it's like when people will drink
Bro, it's
what is
like
that? What's
yeah,
that stupid like Mike's Hard Lemonade? What is it, like 7%, 8%?
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They'll
yeah,
drink one of that, right? And they'll be like, oh, okay. And they'll stop drinking.
yeah.
What's the
yeah.
point of that, bro?
Yeah,
If
100%.
you're
But
gonna
yo,
drink, just
yeah.
get hammered and go full mental.
But yo, it's
Instead,
like
you're just having like this
yeah.
little bit, and you're like, oh, I feel it's just in your brain, bro. Mike's Hard Lemonade, 5%. Whatever. I don't know what the percentage
No
is.
send or no send, bro. Come on.
Exactly. That's what I would do.
Yeah,
That's
but
my
for
mind.
that,
Wait, wait, wait,
for
wait. Ronan, how do you say full send all the time, but you're drinking one little drink, bro? Come
yeah,
on, bro.
that's why
You
it's
know,
relative to the
Tex, look at this
individual, bro.
guy.
It's
Look at this guy,
relative to
bro.
the
What type of shit is
individual,
that?
bro.
The quarter
That's
send, bro. Come
no
on.
what 1/10 cent, bro.
Negative
That is
send,
mental.
bro. Negative send. Yeah, but this is where it comes to the individual. I don't need much. That's the whole point. You don't have to. It's like saying if someone is like feeling the pump in the gym, just half a scoop of pre-workout, tell them to take 5 scoops. Why would they need to take 5 scoops? They're already feeling good on half a scoop. Just because one person feels more on half a drink compared to 20 drinks. I know boys that drink like 20 shots and they're like, oh, I feel blessed. One shot and I'm blessed. Like I'm good for like 3 hours, bro.
That's
Right? So
nuts.
like so
What
so like it
the
depends.
fuck?
Yo, like I don't feel like I don't need anymore, right? So it's like minimum effect. It's like in the gym, the volume. Minimum effective dose, right? If 2 sets you're stimulating muscle growth, why the fuck would you do 20 sets?
But yo, with drinking, like, isn't the whole fun of it
But
like
yo, have you ever
being
drank,
crazy?
Manraj? Manraj, have you ever drank?
No, I've never drank.
Why is this guy giving me alcohol advice?
I'm not giving alcohol advice. I'm not giving alcohol advice.
No, but like
I've never
I'm
given
with
no,
Manraj
advice.
on this one.
I'm not
no,
giving
no,
advice. I'm
no,
I'm
but
curious to your thought process.
no, there's no thought process. It's when I feel good, I stop. So I don't need
I,
much to feel good.
But
I've
That's the
isn't
blacked
point.
out so
but
many times.
isn't the whole idea of drinking to like
No.
get hyped or like do crazy
I
shit or
feel
be
I
someone?
feel I feel hype before the alcohol.
It depends on the person. Like I
Yeah.
know I've talked to a lot of alcoholics, and some of them are
Yeah.
like, I just need like 2, 3 drinks. Just like I'm like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? I'm
That's
like,
all
if
you
I'm
need.
drinking, I'm just gonna drink to like get fucking lit, and then
Yeah. Bro,
yeah,
like the
If I
trip I
drink, bro,
went,
I'd go mental.
yeah, you'd be fucked, bro.
I
You'd
would
be
go absolutely.
I
I
think
would be a menace, bro. I'd be so fucked.
I
I'll
think
lose
you'd be
all my
aggressive.
friends. I'll lose all my family. I'll lose
Yeah.
everybody in my life.
I think all this shit you say sometimes, everything will come out,
Yeah, no, yo, bro. Yo, so look,
yo.
this when people ask me, right? They're like, "Yo, why don't you drink or why don't you
Imagine
do
Kags?
drugs?"
Holy fuck, bro. That'd be
that'd be
Yo,
so
nuts.
fucked up.
so yo, people are like, "Yo, why don't you smoke? Why don't you do why don't you drink or anything?" Right?
Yeah.
So, bro, this is like what you guys hear is
Yeah.
like me at 26, and I've matured a lot, bro.
Yeah.
At 18, I used to be reckless, bro. Just say whatever came to my mind. Oh, I don't even
Oh,
care. I just
fuck.
say it. So
That's
like that, I think like, cause yo, alcohol doesn't it exaggerate your personality?
exactly. Yeah, amplifies you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be mental. I'll be punching grandmas and kids and
You'd be
everyone, just
fucked,
running
bro.
around everybody.
You'd be decking babies, bro. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's why I
don't
don't
drink.
drink, yo.
But it's also partly probably religion, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
was gonna say mention that part. Is that,
yeah, for sure, for
like,
sure.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yo, I'm
So
not
that
gonna
makes sense.
take like one shot and if I'm gonna do it, go
Yeah,
all
but
the way, bro.
yeah, I think it's
Red line
relative
that shit.
relative to the person. Like some people also use it as a social thing, right? Like you say, okay, I'm just gonna have, like you said, the Mike's Benzer or whatever. Like people are gonna drink it with like their
What
food,
the- Okay.
whatever. Right? They're gonna drink
Like,
Mike's
one
Hard
to two.
Lemonade, I think it's called.
Yeah,
yeah,
with the food, they'll just drink it like they drink a beer or something, right? So that's like a social thing they do.
But yo,
But that's dumb. That, in my opinion, I'm like, why
yeah,
would you
I
waste
was
your
I was about
calories
to
on
say
that?
that's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
stupid.
I don't do that. If I'm like, yeah, if I'm gonna go, I'll probably do like hard liquor, and then I'll just have one or two, and I'll be like, yo, I feel gangster, and I'm good for like 3 hours, and then I'll go to sleep. But
With the social thing, I feel like people are they're just getting a false sense of confidence or temporary
for sure.
confidence, no?
Yo, but this is where it's confusing because like I always think more optimistically. I'm like, that person already has that confidence internally because it's amplifying their personality, but the alcohol is bringing it out. So imagine these people like after alcohol become the most confident people ever. Like I can do this, I can do that, and like they're fucking like jumping on you and shit. When in real life, like they're always like sitting in the corner not talking. I'm like, yo, that's actually inside that person. They need alcohol to bring it out. That's actually fucked.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Didn't we just say that?
I don't
It amplifies the
Yeah, yeah,
personality.
no, I get it, I get it. But it's funny because I've like all my cousins drink, right? Like
Yeah,
literally
yeah, yeah.
everybody in my family drinks,
Yeah.
and like I literally think I'm like, yo, when some people drink, I'm like, yo, you're a loser. I wish you're not even my cousin. Like they're just like they become a completely different person, right? I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, man, like why you become like this? You shouldn't have even drank, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whereas other people, I'm like, oh damn, yo, you're a lot cooler. You should be an alcoholic,
Yeah.
right?
I drink
I'm
all the
just,
time.
yo, I'm just joking.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah.
I'm just joking. For
Yeah,
two
yeah,
and a half people watching this is just
yeah, yeah.
joking. Okay.
Just joking, yeah.
Obviously, drinking is bad.
Yeah,
Um,
drinking is terrible.
but yo, I don't know. If it
This
changes
is
your personality so much,
yeah, yeah. That's what I agree with. I'm like, and like that's what I actually maybe there's subconsciously where I don't drink as much. It's because maybe I don't want fucking my personality to change. I just want me to be the same and be in control. So maybe that's something where I don't go full send. Maybe I don't know. I'm just guessing, but I know for me, I drink only a little bit because I feel good.
you should get blackout drunk, bro.
I did back in university once, bro. That
Yeah,
shit
you
was
should keep
fucked.
once. You should keep doing it.
But after that, I'll never do it again. That experience actually probably was like, fuck this shit.
life
Because
changing.
we were taking shots of whiskey. No, rum. Like, you know how you're supposed to sip on it? Like, you know, pegs? We were taking shots of pegs
Yeah.
in
Like,
university. Bro, I got decked, bro. Like, I fell everywhere. Just fucking yacked everywhere. Nasty.
Oh my god.
Okay, anyways, segue. So I went on a trip recently, so I had some time off from the gym, right? And a lot of people always, struggle with getting back into rhythm, routine, especially when like, Manraj is blacked out. Yeah, that was good. That was good segue
Yo,
too.
I'm just moving around. Okay, okay, I'll leave it on. I'll leave it on. I'm just gonna close the blinds. Might
Nah, it's
improve the
fine.
lighting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. People want to see your
Be back one sec.
glistening beard. Okay, so we can keep continuing. So time off. Came back from Dominican vacation. I was sick. Came. I think I was off for 6 days. I still
God,
worked out. Yeah, I still worked out there a couple days actually, 3 4 days at the resort gym. But I think the biggest thing people end up asking is like, yo, what if I come off after time off, after being sick, or like haven't trained in 4 or 5 weeks, or vacation? Am I gonna lose all my gains? Or what can I do to make sure I still look jacked, feel jacked? Um, yeah, that's the main. I think some people overthink this all the time, right? It does not need to be that complicated. If you've been training for like 10 years and you take 5 days off, it's not gonna just make all the gains just disappear as long as you just get back into it, right? Kags, what was that thing we're talking about? How much time does it take to like
How long does it take to get back to where you were? So like say like
previous? Yeah,
you come off the gym for like a month or like 2 months, like
yeah.
I think science shows that takes about like half the time for you
Okay.
to get back to where you were originally at before, right?
Sure.
So if you took like 2 months off, you can expect to get back to where you're at like a month in, right?
Okay.
It's not going to take as long for you to get back to where you are just because
Yeah.
you already made those gains. So
Yeah.
getting it back is going to come a lot faster than making it for the first time.
That makes sense. Muscle memory is a real thing, right? People, it's not a
Yeah.
bro thing. It's actual science behind it.
It's probably
Right.
one of the most fun parts about training is like when you come back, it's like you make those gains so much faster and you're like, holy shit. Like I get
Yeah.
stronger like 10 times faster every week. So
Jacked.
it's a
Man,
just build that momentum, right?
Manraj, you muted yourself, bro. Manraj, you had a long ass time off, right?
Yeah.
Talk
No,
about
I
that.
did. I did. You know what I was gonna say?
Yeah.
It's interesting that people know if they're gonna be off for like 4 or 5 weeks, they're gonna lose progress.
Yeah.
And people know, I mean, a lot of people know that they need to do like the bare minimum to maintain that muscle mass,
Yeah.
but they don't do anything about it,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because I think it takes 30% or
Yeah.
40% of like what your
What you
actual load or reps or whatever to actually maintain the
Volume.
muscle,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
That's
So
true.
it's interesting people don't do like just like 100 push-ups, a day or whatever to maintain their upper body strength and like a couple lunges or squats, even if they know they're going to be off. But
So
that's what I
what?
was going to say.
So people can. So basically, I think we're gonna talk about this in the future, anyways. But say somebody knows they're gonna have time off, four to
Yeah.
5 weeks. They
Hmm.
can just do 30% of the stuff they're doing right now, even body weight, everything like that, and they'll maintain most of their muscle mass. Is that how it
Yeah,
works?
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
going to maintain their muscle mass. They're not going to maintain the look. And
For
that's what
sure.
a lot of people struggle with, right?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
you're not going to have the fullness to like your muscle or your shoulders, your arms, but you'll
Yeah.
still maintain the same amount of muscle mass, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of it comes down to like situational as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
like one of my clients, he's going to India for like
Yeah.
2 weeks, and he's like, "What should
Yeah.
I do for my workout?" And he's like, "Oh, I haven't seen my family in like 10 plus years." I'm like, bro, just go to India, have a good time. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like why are you going to be running around trying to get 3 workouts in?
Yeah. That's
Like,
true.
if you miss 3 workouts in a year, it means nothing. Over a decade or 5 years, literally, it's nothing, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's the big thing. But I think you mentioned it. People have like a fear of losing everything
Yeah.
and losing all their progress, right? Which you struggle with too. But with a work standpoint, because you mentioned when you go on vacation, you feel like if you don't do work,
Yeah.
you're kind of like, oh shit, right? So same thing with me, but it's just
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
different thing.
That's true.
But I did have some time off. I was off from April, no, end of March. I was off end of March to like mid-May or end of May. So I had some health issues. I was off for about 6, 7 weeks. And during this time I was off, I didn't do anything. I was just laying down and I was probably eating like what, maybe like 700, 800 calories a day because I don't eat. But when I did get back into the gym, I didn't have unrealistic expectations. Right. That's
Yeah.
number one. I
Yeah.
slowly got into it. So let's say I was doing 20 total sets.
Yeah.
I was doing 10 total sets because the whole idea is you're creating stimulus,
Yeah.
right? If you haven't drank in 10 years, you don't need to take 40 shots to get drunk. A
There you
couple's
go.
fine, right? So
See?
that was the first thing. The second thing was I had no emotions behind it. I was just kind of like logical, like it is what it is. Life is gonna go on, right? Having 8 weeks off, 7 weeks off is literally not gonna mean anything by the time I'm 40, right?
Yeah.
Or by the time I'm 30.
Yeah.
So that's another big thing. And you just slowly work your way up, right? And it's a lot easier to do this once you have a logbook, right? And you know
Yeah.
how many calories you're eating and you know how much weight you're lifting and everything, right? So you don't have to have crazy expectations. And I would actually say people that do fall off, I think it's a good thing that you fall off because you start to build the habits and you start to build the skill of getting back on track,
Yeah.
right? So like I think I fell off maybe like I don't know, right? I fell off like 4 or 5 times, like in the total 8, 9 years I've been working out, and now it's easy. It's so easy for me to get back on track. Where some people they lose 80 pounds and they're 120% consistently, they fall off and they're just like a wreck. Like they have no
Yeah.
idea how to get back on track and they gain the 50, 60 pounds back, right?
Yeah.
So I think falling off track is good because you understand how life works and you understand how everything's going to be perfect. And you could build those habits and you could build those skills to get back on track.
Someone, so say like this time when you took time off, or not took time off, you were forced to take some time off, right? This was not your first time you took there was off time, right? There's probably previous times too that you
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
learned
yeah.
from that was made it easier to bounce back, right? So
Yeah.
someone's first time when they're like taking time off the gym and they're coming back, understand it's okay if it takes you a bit longer to get back in the groove. Like Manraj just said though, if you have a couple times like that in your training career or whatever, you will learn how to bounce back faster and faster and faster and create that momentum, right? So
Yeah.
now you probably have like in the back of your mind how to create that momentum back in anytime there's time off. And I think the biggest thing you mentioned that I actually wrote down note on is the logbook. Most people don't have a routine or structure to go back into,
Huh?
right? They just
Mm.
go back into it and they had like this momentum of just going to the gym with their friend, but now they took 5 weeks off, and now their friend has still been maybe going at a different time or he stopped as well, and they had no routine, no structure, and now it takes even longer to get back. So one of the biggest things you can do is make sure you have something to like routine structure, and this work wise too. Like it actually helps now because you know you have a checklist of whatever you want to hit. So every time you take time off, you come back, you just the first day you're back, you just hit that checklist again. It's
Yeah.
nothing like overwhelming. You just like do that thing right away and you just kickstart your momentum, right? It's actually pretty cool and empowering because you know like you're in control of the momentum and then you get better
Uh,
at speeding up the momentum every single time
yeah.
you come back from time off. Yeah.
And another thing is when people don't have a logbook and they don't have structure, they
Yeah.
end up not having direction.
Yeah,
And
there you go.
that's when overthinking comes into play, right?
Yeah.
Then they get into that beginner phase. Oh, I haven't worked out in 5 weeks. How many calories should I eat? How
Yeah.
many macros should I eat?
Yeah.
What workout should I do? Should my workouts be different? Should I do this? And then they just go, right? They use like this dumb thing right here, and they just do a bunch of research. And
Yeah.
they don't do anything. They don't take any action, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then they get deeper and they get more out of shape and then they
It's
get
true.
less motivated. They get less and less motivated. So it's kind of
Yeah.
just like a vicious like cycle that they're in, right? Rather than just like taking action, just getting back into it, right? And you don't even have to do everything like 100%, which is
Yep.
crazy. That
Yeah.
hurts my brain to say that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
right?
Well, like it's 100% for that relative
Exactly,
case, right?
exactly. I was
It
about to say
is
it's 100% for that situation.
with that situation, right? Like that's
Yeah,
what we're
yeah,
talking about, D-volume or whatever. If you just want to do minimum effective dose, like you said, instead of 20 sets, you were doing 10 sets, right? So you just start off with the minimum what you were doing before. And this is why having the routine, people don't even have the structured routine. So they don't know what volume to cut. They don't know like what is less, what is more, right? Because they didn't even have a baseline. So if you have like a routine previously you were doing and then you took off for 4 or 5 weeks, look at that routine and just maybe just cut the sets in like half or something to keep it simple and then see
Mhm.
how your recovery and stuff is and then slowly add back things in and then 2 3 weeks in you should be back in the game
Yeah,
pretty feeling pretty juicy.
yeah. And then also,
Yeah.
you don't have to be 100% with everything, right? So like what I mean by that is if you're training, I mean, if your nutrition is 100%, but your training is 70%, like that's fine,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
A lot of the times people wait for the stars to line and
Yeah.
then they
Yeah.
start like implementing everything right away. If you know
Yeah.
you're gonna have like 4 or 5 weeks off, and you don't have any health issues, it's whatever situation you're in, like do what you can out of that situation, right? Like if you can't train, don't be like, oh, I'm not working out the next 5 weeks. Fuck it. Let's order some pizza, right? Like, don't add to it and make it worse,
Yeah.
right? Like, you could
That
still
is
eat good and maintain that nutrition portion, which is probably, I would argue, like 70% of it, right?
yeah.
Which will make it 10 times easier to get back into it.
No, it's true, man. Kags, you had some time off earlier last year, right?
Yeah. I went on vacation for a month, so I probably got a couple workouts in, like going to
Okay.
different gyms and stuff. But there's a time like you just have to you don't need a lot of time. I think I was on a beach one time and I did a beach workout. I just did like 100 push-ups and 100
All right.
bug squats per side. And it's
All
like
right.
as long as you're pushing yourself to failure, I think you can keep most of it.
Yeah.
And then near the end of that, like I got sick too. So I had to
Yeah.
take
Shit.
a week and a half, 2 weeks off. Like, and I was like, I lost like 10 pounds from just like stomach sickness or whatever the fuck happened. But
Yeah.
building up back from that, it's just like you don't have to do as much as you're doing beforehand. And I
Yeah.
know like in terms of the weights, I was not going to be able to push the same weight I was pushing beforehand. So I might have to ease up on the weights, like go like 10, 20 pounds lighter than what you were doing before. And then just work your way back, right? And that's like one of the times where you're gonna see the fastest gains is that month of June when I came back. Just like I look so small and so flat and like not what I looked like before the trip. And
Yeah.
then with a month I'm back, I'm like, oh shit, like that was the fastest game. It's just addicting, right? But it's just about
Yeah.
like you guys are saying, like building that momentum, putting in the work, kind of kickstarting it, getting back into routine, doing the things that you have to do.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be more motivating because that progress is gonna come back a lot faster. And now you
Yeah.
have something to build off again, right?
And you went with your family, right?
I own my family. So it's not like I could be like, yo, I'm going to the gym. I mean, I did that a
Yeah.
couple
Yeah.
times. Like, yo, you guys sleep in, I'm gonna
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
go find a
No,
gym.
yo, because I made a note on this when Manraj mentioned his the client's going to India for 2 weeks. He hadn't seen his family in years, right? Bro, like that's
Not
probably
the
like
service.
that's like way more important than like
Yeah.
anything like the gym related shit. Like it's like the family and experiences with the family and friends and whoever. Like that's probably trumps everything, right? So don't like be on like a time off and then like
Yeah.
sacrifice that aspect of it just to get 1 or 2 training sessions in. But if you can, like you just said, I did the same shit. I went for a trip like a couple days back and I had 3 days where in the morning I just like ripped like a resort 35-minute pump. And then I just made sure every meal had like enough protein. And that's pretty much all I focused on. But everything else was just focused around, chilling with the boys, having fun, enjoying the beach. So it was more like experience based. But there was like a couple things that I was like, okay, let's do this continuously every day. Some sort of fruits, some sort of protein, and then some sort of gym stuff. And that just kept me in check. And I came back and it was like fine. Like there was no like lost momentum per se,
Yeah.
you know?
And a lot of you guys, I feel like you guys have to remember that working out is just a hobby. It's not like the end all be all,
What do you
right?
mean, bro? What the
Yeah, it's for
I'm just
us, it's a
kidding.
little bit different,
I'm just kidding.
right?
Yeah.
Because it's like work. But even then, like if we were doing something else, we would have still been working out, right? But no, what I'm saying is like, bro, like you'll
Yeah.
have like your nephew's first birthday, and you're like, oh fuck, I have to go train, and you're all pissed off, like that you're at the birthday party, like, bro, just chill, right? It's okay.
Yeah.
You could miss one workout.
Yeah.
Um,
That's true.
so yeah,
I will say the one thing like after the trip there's like a couple days where you feel like a little sluggish or you feel like not in routine because obviously you're not consistently having all your meals in. Your
yeah,
sleep is probably thrown off, like your schedule is probably thrown off.
yeah.
This is where like you have to like force the momentum a little bit. So this is where having some sort of structure routine or like so some sort of direction game
Accountability.
accountability. Hire all of us as your
Rounit
coach.
as your coach. Yeah.
I said all of us, bro. Come on, man.
Oh, but
But
you're the
anyways.
famous one. So yeah.
The two people, famous for the two people. Okay, so anyways, but this is where having that whatever action plan it comes in handy. So right when you come back, okay, you're tired, whatever, but you see this action plan in front of you, you just fucking start attacking it, and then you just keep attacking it, and then you go to sleep, and you repeat it, and then 3 days later, you're like, oh, it's like I never left. I'm already back in my groove. Unless like you get like fucking crazy sickness, and you might have to take a few days off. But like again, it's part of the game. Just
Ronan, have you seen that video of Alex Ramosi when he's talking about like hopelessness, the other one? Have you seen that?
I don't. Is there like a line from it? I might remember.
No, it's like I think it's hopelessness versus anxiety or something.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but he talks about like a lot of the times when people have like hopelessness,
Yeah.
like they don't know it's because like they don't have any direction. Like they don't know what to do,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So like if
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
have that direction, that's where people kind of feel like hopeless, right?
Yeah.
So for example, like think of the people that message you or kegs, people that message you, right? I'm trying to lose 30 pounds. I've been trying for years. I've been trying for years, nothing works, right? They don't have direction, they don't have structure, they don't know which way to go because everything on the internet's telling them different things. So they kind of feel hopeless,
Yeah.
right?
That's
So a
true.
lot of the times when these people come off and they get back into training, they have zero structure, right? Zero structure. And, maybe they picked up a new responsibility in their life and they have no direction. And that's when
Yeah.
it kind of digs them into a deeper and deeper and deeper hole. That's why I'm saying like the accountability is important as well. Because like
Yeah. No, that's true.
if someone's training 6 days a week
Yeah.
And then whatever, let's say something happens to their family, they have to pick up an extra job, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now they can only work 3 times a week.
Yeah.
They've been working out 6 days a week for the last 8 years. Now 3 times a week, they have like, oh shit, I have no idea what to do, right?
Yeah.
And there's so many solutions. They don't know what to take or what strategy or whatever. They kind of feel hopeless. Whereas like if you have someone like a friend, dad, mom, husband, wife, whatever, coach, right? They're able to tell you, just do this, just focus
Yeah.
on this, just do this, right? And they kind of clear up all the bullshit and like give you the light at the end of the tunnel, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Is
So-
even like having like the structure you're just talking about can hold you accountable because you have like some sort of structure to be like follow. Most people don't have. But yo, what are some ways a person can stay or like find accountability without like say like hiring somebody or putting more money into it? What are some ways? Like I know you mentioned family and stuff, but
Yo, honestly, bro, honestly, I feel like
yeah,
the honest answer is honestly, it's just gonna depend on yourself, bro. Like
yeah,
you can't rely on external things to keep you
yeah,
motivated or keep you in check,
yeah,
right? Like, bro, just imagine. I relied on Ronit's phone call every day for me to get up and go to work. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, right?
yeah,
So at the end of the day, you have to hold yourself to a certain standard, right?
yeah,
You
yeah,
should
yeah,
have certain expectations of yourself. And if
yeah,
you don't hit those expectations of yourself, right,
yeah,
it should piss you off to a certain point,
for sure.
because that means you care about it, right?
Yeah,
Because if you're relying on other people to do stuff for you, what's going to happen when
they're not
those
there.
people aren't providing that for you, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like very common, right? Unfortunately, right? When someone's mom or dad pass away, it's devastating. Like their whole entire life house changes,
yeah,
right? Let's say the dad
for
always took
sure.
care of the finances. The dad passes away, everyone's literally clueless. They have no
Yeah,
idea what to do, right? Let's say your mom always took care of the house and cooking. Your mom
yeah,
passed away, people are literally clueless. They're like, yo, what do we even do?
yeah.
Right? So
That's
if you're
true.
always relying on other people, then you're leaving yourself in a very vulnerable position to face adversity, right?
Yeah.
And
You don't build that resiliency.
exactly, you don't build that resiliency. So if you're relying on someone to keep you motivated, I don't think you're not setting yourself up for success. And I worked at Good Life for 4 years. Boy, I saw this all the time.
Yeah,
Two
for
friends
sure.
would two friends would come sign up, right?
Yeah,
4 weeks later, both of them would come to cancel. Right?
yeah,
It's not even one of them. And I'm like, oh, why are you guys canceling? Oh, it's because, my buddy, his work schedule changed. It's like, okay, so what happened with you? Oh, nothing, nothing. His work schedule changed. Why the fuck
yeah,
can't you come to the gym, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like they're putting
That's true.
so much emphasis on like this person to hold them accountable, like they can't even function without them,
Yeah,
right?
it's
So
big,
to a
bro.
certain degree, right? You are an adult. You have to
Yeah,
become self-sufficient and not
yeah,
even working out to look good or this or that. You should just like it's 2024. Everyone knows so many benefits to working out.
yeah,
Oh, just work out 30 minutes a week. No, I mean
yeah,
30 minutes 3 times a week.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just do some fucking push-ups and pull-ups, right?
That's
If
it.
you're a dad at home. If you're a fucking mom, do some squats and lunges or some ab
Yeah,
exercises. Like, bro, people overcomplicate this so much, right?
yeah,
So I think it's gonna come down to self-accountability. The people that want to do it, they're gonna be fucking sharks and predators, and they're gonna do it. And the people that want to make excuses, they're gonna make excuses, right? And the people that want to do it, they'll always figure out a way. They'll always figure out a way. Always, right? When
yeah,
you started this online coaching thing, you wanted to do it, you were clueless. You had no idea what to do. But you
yeah,
eventually
yeah,
you looked at resources, you looked at this, you looked at that, right? When I wanted to be a trainer, I was clueless. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I found resources, I found people ahead of me, and I figured it out, right? Your parents came,
yeah,
okay, your parents are immigrants too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, your parents came, Ronit's parents came, my parents came. All these guys are clueless. They don't know anything, right?
yeah,
But they're like, yo, we'll make this shit work. We'll figure it out,
yeah,
right?
bro.
And yo, they could have easily been like, fuck this shit. I think they just went back, right? To their home
Yeah, yeah,
country.
yeah,
But they're like, yo, whatever, it's okay. We'll struggle for a little bit.
yeah,
Uh, and I feel like people just it's crazy because like everyone's so scared of like discomfort. And like as
yeah,
humans, everyone is, right?
for sure.
Like I was watching this podcast, like if you have a crazy thought, right?
Yeah,
So I was watching the like why I was watching a podcast why suicide is so high in jail. Do you know why it's so high in jail?
no idea.
So when people have a thought, right?
Yeah,
They have no distraction.
okay,
So that thought keeps lingering in their brain.
okay.
And they're just in a they're just in a cell. They have nothing to distract themselves, right?
Mm,
But
mm,
when we have a thought, when we
yeah,
have a negative thought, right? What do we
yeah.
do?
Phone.
Right?
Yeah,
Start scrolling, start scrolling. If we
yeah,
have a
yeah,
thought about your friend or something, right? You go and you message your friend and that thought leaves
yeah,
your brain.
yeah,
But
yeah,
in
yeah.
jail, you can't do any of this. So that
Mm,
thought kind of just replays in your mind over and over. So it's like we always seek, everyone kind of always runs away from discomfort.
for
So
sure.
that kind of goes back to like everything I say. It's like, bro, just build up your stress tolerance and just face adversity head on.
Yeah. We should clip that whole last like 4 minutes, bro.
Jeez.
That
We
was a
should
good
make
speech.
we should make it a different video, bro. It's a different uh segment, Manraj segment.
Post
That
that
was
on the
fucking
YouTube.
dope. Huh?
Post that on the YouTube.
Yeah,
People
post it on the YouTube, bro. Holy. That was
like that.
great. I think we should end the podcast. Nah, we got more shit to talk about, but still, that was like a
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I don't know.
no, no, 100%. Like I think
Okay.
one thing I would just add is like, yeah, you can possibly always have in the back of your mind like you're have to find a way to hold yourself accountable, and like internal accountability is always gonna trump pretty much anything, right? So there's ways you can do that. Like I know some, I haven't always been the most like internally motivated person all the time. Like as
Mm,
something I kind of force myself to do on a daily basis. This is where having some sort of systems help, like having like a list to look at, having like having like a vision board per se, or like having like a longer term vision, like where do you want to go, where direction you want to go, 5 years, 10 years. Having like a support structure in terms of like you told your parents, you told your people around you, hey, like this is what I'm doing, and I'm gonna be doing this for like 20 hours a day. So like don't disturb me kind of thing. Like just people around you, if they care about you, they'll be like, yo, sick man, I'll support you, whatever. I'm not gonna disturb you kind of thing, right? Just having systems in place that make sure you keep doing the stuff you're supposed to do to get to whatever you want to go to. That helps with accountability too, and like it keeps you motivated per se, if you want to call it that, but it's more just systems game, right? So just put systems and constraints in place. I always use an analogy of like, say like somebody has no idea how to keep like how to retract their scapula, right? Murad, you probably did this a lot at Good Life,
yeah.
or like Kags, you too. They don't know how to squeeze their back because you put them on a chest supported machine. It's like, oh wow, okay, this is how you feel your back, right? So like this is how I use like accountability and related to like systems. Have things in place. I set an alarm. It's like, yo, this is the alarm, and I use this trick all the time of like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's like Mel Robbins 5 second rule. I don't know if you guys use it, but it's like in my head, it's just like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I just get out of bed. I don't think about it after that. It's like a trigger, and then I take a cold shower. Once the cold shower is done, that's another trigger. Okay, time to get shit done. For Manraj, you just get up and you just fucking have a coffee and you just start working, right? That's your like that's maybe your trigger.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your internal way of staying accountable. Like if the things right in front of you, like the computer, and like you have a bunch of fucking things around your walls, right? Your goals or like
Yeah, like a bunch
whatever
of
things,
stats and everything. Yeah.
bunch of stats. That's a system. You're constantly that's your focus that you're looking at, right? So like one of the best ways, again, Atomic Habits, the book talks about it, and they're like, put a fucking bike in your room and put like the shoes right beside the bike and put the shorts on top of the shoes or whatever, right? Have systems in place, they'll force you to do certain things. And again, that may be even like overthinking, but I know personally me, I had to like fucking put everything in place. Or in general, bro, I can just sit on my ass and do nothing and I'll be fucking like blessed.
Yeah.
I don't like doing much stuff in general, right? So I have to force it. But now over time, like I've realized this is what I actually wanted to do. Now I feel way more excited about like life in general, right?
Yeah.
Before it was more just like mundane. You're just like, fuck the
Yeah.
same shit, right? But yeah, you can set systems in place to hold that accountability, and I think you can have some sort of external accountability, to kickstart your progress, and that's what we do as like coaches per se, right? We
For
do
sure.
kickstart some external accountability, so that guy might like you might have your coach fucking like video calling you, like I do to some of my guys, fucking like 5 times a day for one of my guys. Again, that might not be the best thing for him, but I've told him I'm not gonna video call you after 4 weeks. These are
Mm,
4 weeks you're getting the best. After that, if you don't get your shit together, like maybe you don't need to work together, right? So it's like you set boundaries, but then if you can kickstart some stuff through external accountability, that also works. But yeah, set some systems in place that'll hold you accountable. Tell your mom or girlfriend, be like, yo, like if I don't do this, like slap me or
yeah.
some shit, you know?
Mm.
I think
Well,
as an individual, like you when you're looking for accountability from someone else, whether that's the person that's closest to you or like your friend or your coworker, like you shouldn't expect anyone to positively support you at like the bare minimum you should get from them is like they're like neutral about it, right? It's like,
Yeah.
okay, this person's doing a thing. And if that person's like shitting on you or not putting you in a position to succeed, then you probably have to reevaluate that relationship and not say cut them off completely, because if it's your family and you see them every day, it's not someone you can be like, oh, fuck you, mom, I'm moving out or whatever, right? You have to be there. So at that
Fuck you,
point,
mom.
yeah,
Yeah.
Unless you're a
yeah,
white kid that drinks Monster, you can say that.
exactly. You have to set boundaries, right? So it's
Yeah.
like if you don't want to hear that all the time, like maybe you go to a library or maybe you go to the gym, or like you set those boundaries where it's just like you can't expect other people to help you out. If they
Yeah.
do, that's great. Lead into that. But if they don't, then you can't be mad at it, because at the end of the day, you're the only person in control of your circumstances, right? So instead of looking out, like if someone doesn't want to support you, maybe if it's a friend that doesn't want you to go to the gym and that wants you to keep fucking sitting on your ass all day, maybe that's someone you don't talk to, regardless of how
Yeah,
much
man.
you enjoy them or enjoy their presence. It's like they obviously don't want what's best for you or your goals, and you have these goals for a reason. So it
Yeah.
makes sense to not like let that feed into you. So
Yeah.
especially when you're coming back from time off, just because you've been stagnant at a place, you want to put yourself in the best environment to succeed. And
Yeah.
that might mean addition by subtraction, right? Where you're not talking to people who maybe you don't go to the gym because you've just been partying with your friends on the weekend, right? It's like
Yeah.
maybe you got to reevaluate that relationship,
Yeah.
figure out what to do, right? So I think shouldn't expect positive, at most neutral. And if someone's bringing you down from where you're trying to do, especially coming back from time off, then it makes
Yeah.
sense to like reevaluate that relationship as a whole.
Fucking massive, bro. The environment is another system. If you can set your environment in a way that you like makes you want to do shit, you'll get more things done. If you have people around you that want to get stuff done, you'll want to get stuff done, right?
Oh, yeah, that's your friends, bro.
Yeah,
Literally, right?
I know.
Like the
Yeah,
friend circle you're in, you
yeah,
should be competitive in that friend circle. Even though you guys are all friends, right?
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
should be competitive, and your friends should not make you a little insecure, but you should kind of worry, like, damn, yo, this guy is fucking killing it, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For sure.
So I'm sure
Well,
with all three of us, I'm sure our productivity and our focus has increased
for sure.
since knowing each other, right?
Yeah,
Obviously, we're all really good friends, this and that, but to a certain degree, we're competitive as well,
yeah,
right? Like, but who wants to be third, bro? Get the fuck out of here. Everyone wants to be, the best, right? Everyone wants
for
to be
sure.
first.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
if you know that and you're a competitive guy, like put yourself in that situation, right? Like a
Yeah,
lot of people like stray away in being in a certain situation to make themselves feel better, right? So like
100%.
they'll go to the gym at like, you know, 12 a.m. at night because they don't
Yeah,
want to be around other people that are in really good shape. Like, bro,
yeah,
you should be in that environment and you could see what's possible
yeah.
because there's no difference between you and someone else. The only
That's
difference is they just took control of their situation,
their
right?
trend. Yeah,
Um, yeah, maybe that too. Which is good. That's a good shortcut.
yeah. But no, 100%. That again comes back to what you were talking about was discomfort because that's uncomfortable, right? Like
Yeah,
putting yourself in environments that you're not the best at, like you're not, and like yo, if you're the best in your environment, like yo, you should probably like
change it.
that's kind of boring, bro, right? So it's like maybe don't stay in there because then you'll just stay the same. You'll kind of start downgrading to their level,
Yeah,
right? So no, it's important. Okay, so I'll kind of bring full circle. Someone's coming off from some time off. Um, because I think that was the main topic, right? Someone's coming off from some time off. So number one thing actually you mentioned, when Raj, this is a good thing you mentioned, and we'll kind of circle on this is most people know when you're gonna have some time off,
yeah,
right? So manage expectations accordingly. Like unless like it's a whatever emergency, right? Some shit happens, uh, right? Whatever, you have to go to the hospital.
yeah.
That was another one, but okay. So if that those things, everything else, you already know things are about to happen. Vacations, time off, weddings, things like that. So prep ahead, right? So what are some ways someone can prep ahead? Quickly, we won't fucking make another hour out of this, but some things you can do. Most of it in my head is actually mentally. It's like just tell yourself, yes, there
Yeah.
will be some time that you might look a little bit smaller, but understand you're not losing all your muscle. But other than that, I wouldn't really
No,
do
I
too much
I
more.
think it's just a level of maturity, bro. I genuinely think it's a level of maturity, right?
Yeah,
Like, yo, if you have a kid, right? And now
yeah,
you're not getting stronger in the gym.
yeah,
You're not gonna look at your kid and be like, yo, what the fuck, yo? You know?
Yeah,
because of
that's
you,
true.
I'm not seeing progress. Like you
Yeah,
start
yeah,
to do, you understand like, yo, life is more than working out. Even though if it's your job, like us, right? There's things that are going to happen in our lives that, we're not always going to see 100% progress. But
for sure.
gradually the trend will be up, right? I feel like people's time horizon is so small. They literally think within the days and the weeks. Bro, think of the next 5 years, 10 years,
Yeah,
right? And if you're thinking
100%.
5 years ahead and you know you have 2 weeks off, you're literally going to be like, oh, okay, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Fine.
2 weeks is
Yeah,
nothing, right? So just set realistic expectations, right?
yeah,
And you don't have to be, Arnold or this or that, especially if it's just your hobby, right? Just be in good shape, do as much as you can, manage the situation, whatever it is. If it was an expected leave or unexpected, doesn't matter, right?
yeah.
Just accept the situation and just learn from it. And how
Enjoy
can
it.
you improve in the
Yeah,
future? Yeah, especially if it's something positive, like enjoy it. You're probably not even going to care,
yeah,
right? And
for
if
sure.
it's something negative, like you have some family issues and someone ends up in the hospital, or like you're gonna be with that person in the hospital thinking about your workouts, like, bro, it's not that serious, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Life
for sure.
happens, things come up. You just gotta keep moving forward.
Yeah,
I'd
Don't
say
overthink
I'd
it.
add to that. I'd say like set some bare minimums for yourself if you know you're taking time off, right? Whether that's like something as small as making sure you're getting enough water every day, like, or it's like, yo, I'm gonna spend like 10 minutes just moving my body, or like making sure I'm eating high protein, right?
yeah,
Like find the bare minimum that's gonna work for you in your situation and just stick to that. And it should
yeah,
be a fucking minimum, so it should be easy to do, or at least manageable,
yeah,
and just do that over time, right?
yeah. I
That's it.
agree.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
well, it was the same thing adding to the bare minimums. Like I had a checklist, like it was like a three point checklist for my trip, and it was like 3 protein meals a day, just 3 workouts out of the 6 days, just three like do like 30-40 minute workouts. And the last one was just like eat until you feel good instead of fucking just like eating until you feel like a slob, right? Like we all know when we're eating food, it's like yo, you feel good. Like, don't overdo that part because you actually end up feeling shitty, and we all know this. Maybe we don't overindulge. I don't know. Some people do, right? I looked at Kag, so he doesn't. I made eye contact with Kag,
That's my
so
favorite time.
yeah, it's a fair. But like, you know, when like you feel good and like you've enjoyed the food, taste every bite instead of fucking just like eating like you never ate before. Especially if you're going for 2 weeks. Especially if you're going no Keg, but like if you go out once dinner, you do that, it's fine. But like, say like you're going out for 2 weeks and every single meal. Say like I went on a resort, right? And I had 4 meals or 3 meals a day. Every meal was from outside, like the buffet. Imagine every meal I did that, bro. I'd be fucked. Like I'll feel shitty the whole trip. I
Mm.
won't be able to enjoy the beach either, right? So just eat till you feel decent instead of overdoing it. And that's gonna save you a lot of headaches when you come back instead of like gaining like 10 pounds, 15 pounds. You'd be like, oh shit, I'm the same weight. I actually came back and I was down like 2 pounds. So I was like
And
fucking sick.
and I was about to say, just remember, one bad day is like 3 days on the back end, right?
That's true.
So
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
put it in perspective like that, then you're gonna be a lot more careful on what you do, right?
yeah,
Because if you have, let's say 10 bad days in a row, and you think like, damn, that's an extra month of like progress
yeah,
I'm gonna need to get back to where I need to, you're
yeah,
really gonna start to second guess your choices. Or not
yeah,
second guess.
yeah.
Yeah,
You're just
you're
gonna
gonna
be more mindful about
yeah,
like
you're gonna be more
yeah,
mindful of your
yeah,
choices, right?
100%. Yeah,
Because like 3, 4 days on the back end is a long time,
it
right?
is.
Because if you have 2 really shitty days and you know you have to have 8 good days to make up for that, you're gonna be like, ah, it's not really worth it. It's okay.
This is why I tell people always plan your vacations when you're bulking. So you don't really
Oh,
feel, so you don't feel that shitty, bro. Like you don't feel like this movie. I don't know. I was like, I don't really care, but I just ate till I felt good. That's just like a normal habit now. Really overindulge. Plus, resort food was pretty whatever, so I don't even feel like overindulging. But yeah, okay. And then circle back to when you do come back from your time off. 3 things I think we mentioned main is like make sure you do have a structure to get back into, right? And then you have some sort of self accountability systems in place. And then momentum. We're talking about kickstart
yeah.
momentum.
Build
Force
momentum. Keep it simple.
Pretty simple. And then lastly, you were just saying like when you go back to the gym, you might just have to do like half the volume, minimum effective dose. Same thing with nutrition. Just get back on your normal stuff, and you'll gain all your gains back in like half the time, right?
Easy. Don't overcomplicate it, bro. Just work out.
It's, it will all
Facts.
work out, right? It will all work out. Right? Okay, bad joke. All right,
Good time to end the podcast.
a good time.
Okay.
All right, that was a sick episode. That's it, guys. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, take care.
Satrigal. Fuck, I was
Drink
gonna share my
alcohol.
screen. 3 shots daily keeps the heart healthy.